In the beginning of this movie, we are shown Nick who goes to his sister's bar. Today is Nicky's marriage anniversary. It has been 5 years since his marriage, but he is not happy with his marriage. That's why he tells his sister that maybe they should get divorced soon. He also tells that on every anniversary, his wife MB plays a game with him in which she gives him a gift, and he has to find it through a blue key. But maybe a lot of things have ended in their marriage. After this, when he comes home, he sees that his wife is not at home. The table in front is broken. That's why he calls the detective. The detective comes here with his assistant, and when she searches the house, she suspects that she is behind his wife's disappearance because they find some evidence at home which shows that Nicky did not get along with his wife. Actually, she is a writing teacher, while his wife Amy herself was a writer who used to be very famous in her teenage. And now the detective suspects Nicky on. That's why he is taken to the police station where he is asked many questions, but Nick does not answer his questions properly. There is no solid proof against Nicky. The senior detective has to leave Nick. Now because MB is a celebrity somewhere, that's why due to media coverage, this news spreads in the whole country that Nicky's wife Amy suddenly disappeared somewhere. Nick is not taking much interest in this case. That's why everyone suspects him and his sister that due to greed for money, they made Amy disappear somewhere. Now when Nick comes to his house, he gets lost in the memories of his past, where it is shown that Amy, who was very famous as well as very rich, had married me, who belonged to a middle-class family. Both of them were in the writing industry, but due to the registration, both of them lost their jobs. After that, Nicky's mom's health deteriorates, due to which Nick decides that he will leave her and go to his mom. Nick will stay here even after mom's death. Now he did not feel like working much. That is why Amy opened a bar for him which his sister runs with him because maybe he himself does not want to work hard. Also, his relationship with Amy also starts deteriorating day by day. After this, Nicky gets a job as a writing teacher in a college where she meets a student named D, and soon both of them start an affair. The story comes back to the present where the detective sees some blood marks at Nick's house. This strengthens the detective's suspicion on Nick. Here the detective comes to know from the neighbors that there were fights between these two, due to which Amy did not feel safe, and that is why she also bought a gun. When the detective goes to the washroom, he quickly sends the urine sample of Amy to the lab, and when its report comes, it is found that Amy was pregnant, but he clearly denies it, and says that there was no such relationship between me and Amy. The detective suspects Nick. That is why he does not believe anything he says. And now here comes Nicky, a never who says that I am a very good friend of Amy. She always wanted to plan a family, but she did not have any relationship with Nick. That is why she could never plan a family. Nick's lady suspects him because he knows very well that Amy never talks too personally with her neighbors, nor does she like to be friends with them. He also tells this to the detective, but the detective does not believe her words, and now the detective finds a burnt diary here in which she has written that her life is in danger from Nick. The detective's assistant says that we should arrest Niku, but even now they do not have any concrete proof that Nick has killed his wife Amy. On the other hand, we are shown a girl who is driving a car, and this is none other than Amy, who has completely changed her fingers. Amy thinks about the day when she would go out to meet Nick. She went to the hospital and saw Nick and his student friend standing very close to each other. She was very sad to see that she had always supported Nick. Even though she was from a rich family, she still married him. After this, when Nicky's mom's health deteriorated, she moved in with him. When she had no money left, she opened up for him, and now when he is cheating on her, she cannot tolerate this. She also comes to know from her friends that Nick will divorce her on their marriage anniversary. That's why she plans to take revenge from Nick. She deliberately spends wastefully from his credit card so that everyone feels that Nick spends wastefully. She also increases her insurance amount by getting him to sign the insurance papers, so that everyone feels that Nick killed his wife Amy for the insurance money. She also befriends her neighbor because she is already pregnant, and tells her about Nick and herself that there are always fights between us, so that her simpati Jane deliberately puts his urine in her washroom, so that the police think that he killed his wife because she is pregnant, and he should get the harshest punishment for killing a pregnant woman. She also takes out blood from her body and cleans it by pouring it on the floor so that the police can find its trace. On the day of marriage anniversary, she always used to play a game with him in which she has to find all the gifts of clues, but this time the clues are not for her, but the detective is for her. Now here Nick goes to his sister's room where he sees that a lot of shopping has been done here by someone. Actually, the shopping has been done from his card, and when they open them, they see that the murder weapon is also inside it. Seeing this, his sister gets completely scared because now she can also get involved in it. He leaves everything here and goes away, but the detective who has been following him since always comes here, and he finds the murder weapon. After this, Nick and his sister are arrested. Now Niku has got the bill, and he comes back to New York and hires a very good lawyer, tells him everything and also says that he never felt safe with MB. She was a psycho somewhere. After this, he meets Niku's first boyfriend, whom she accused of breaking her respect, and also got him treated. After talking to him, Nick comes to know that Ami is taking revenge from him, and now goes to meet Niku's second boyfriend who is very rich. He refuses to talk to Nick because he still loves Ami. Ami is shown who lives in a small town. She goes out with Nick, but her money falls which does not increase, and at night they come to her house and snatch all her money. Now she has no money left. Due to this, she calls her same boyfriend who still loves her. She calls him to meet her where she tells him that Nick used to torture her, always that John was in danger from Nick. That's why she left the house and now she does not want to go back home. After this, her ex-boyfriend takes her to his home and says that you can stay here for some time. No one ever comes here. At the same time, it is shown in Amy's town that even now everyone believes that she is alive. That is why a candle march is taken out for her, where Nick gives a very emotional speech in front of everyone and says that you should go back home. Her girlfriend NDB is standing there in the crowd, and when she hears this, she gets very angry. That is why she tells the press that she and Nick have an affair. After hearing this, everyone starts hating Nick. If you are convinced that he has either made his wife disappear or killed her, then Nick goes to his lawyer. His lawyer says that now all the evidence is against you, but you go to a famous talk show where you tell in front of everyone that you love your wife very much. You have to accept your mistake there, and you have to say that you should go back to your family and your wife, because if your wife is conspiring against you, then she must be keeping an eye on you through the news and TV. Maybe she will get emotional with your words and come back home, and now Nick goes to a talk show where he tells her that he loves his wife very much and wants her to come back home, and he pretends to cry there. While watching this interview with Nick, she sees that Nick is wearing the same tie which he had gifted her once, and when she is listening to his interview very carefully, her ex-boyfriend Coley also notices this thing. Now she wants to go back to her home, but Coley does not want this. He wants her to stay with him. Rami's heart and mind have started changing somewhere. That is why now she starts getting angry with her ex-boyfriend, because he is stopping her. We are shown the detective who got the weapon as a gift for killing Nick's sister, in which he finds Ami's blood, due to which he arrests him once again, but this time also his lawyer gets him out on bail. On the other hand, Amy is shown to be behaving very well with Colin. She is behaving in front of the cameras as if she is following his every word. Actually, now she has some other plan in mind. She is very clever in making plans, and when Colin leaves from there, she makes injury marks on her body. When Colin returns at night, she starts seducing him. Both of them come very close to each other. Meanwhile, Amy leaves from there in the car with Collins and goes straight to her house where the press is already there. She sees that Nick is in front of her, but Nick has understood that this is some new plan of hers. After this, she is taken to the hospital where she tells the detective that in childhood, Coley and she were girlfriend-boyfriend in school. But after this, both of them got separated. But his obsession never ended for her. He always used to text her, and one day, when it was their anniversary, Coley came to her house. She ran in the kitchen to save herself, but he attacked her with a stick and made her unconscious, and took his article where he used to force himself on her. And if you want all the proofs, then you can check her CCTV footage. Darasalan deliberately reacted in front of the CCTV footage that Collins has forcibly kept her here and here. The detective who has been watching this for a long time starts to doubt her somewhere, and believes Nick's words from the beginning. He tells her that if you had caught Collins naked, then from where did that murder weapon come from? Nikki's sister's wish. She does not answer his words and says that if I had not come back, you would have put my innocent husband in jail long back, and she pretended to be unconscious. but now the detective has started suspecting her. After this, Nick brings her to his house and says that stop pretending now. I know that you are lying and you have also beaten Collins. She first checks whether Nick has any recorder or not. And after this, she tells him the whole truth. But no one will believe her because now everyone is with M. She tells Nick that when I saw your interview, I was convinced that you are the right one for me, and that is why I have come back. Nick says that he will tell all these things to his lawyer and detective. He tells everything to the detective and the lawyer, but the detective says that I do not have any proof against him. Nick killed Nick in self-defense. That is why he cannot be arrested. And now, when Naga is at home, Amy takes him with her and says that you have to fulfill all the responsibilities of a good husband. Now, somewhere he started getting scared of Amy. Next morning, a reporter is going to come here to take his interview. She tells Nick that you have to accept all those things that I had planted. That is, you did shopping with the credit card. You raised your hand on me. Our relationship was not good before, but now everything is fine. But no one wants to do anything. He has decided to leave Amy. He wants to divorce her, and she tells him that she is going to be the man of his child, but he is shocked to hear this because there is no relationship between them, and they have not come close to each other for many months. Amy says that the sperm sample you gave in the fertility clinic, I got it inseminated in my body, and now I am going to be the man of your child. After hearing this, Nikki loses her temper and says that you cannot do this. I will never stay with you. Amy says that you have to stay with me. The whole world is against you, and tomorrow when your child is born, I will put the same hatred in his heart for you. Here Nick is completely trapped. He knows that the child is his responsibility. That is why Hoda decides that he will stay with Amy. After this, we are shown an interview where both of them announce that Amy is pregnant and is going to give birth to a child soon. Actually, Nick has compromised with Amy. He wants to give a better life to his child. That is why Hoda has decided that now Nick will stay with Amy. The movie ends here. Hope you liked my explanation. So do like the video and subscribe to the channel and tell us in the comment what you think about this movie. See you in the next video. Until then, goodbye.